Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. The stakes are high, the heat is on, and as we speak right now, APC is doing all they can to reduce the force and the strength of ADC. Meanwhile, most Nigerians believe that since the inception and the launch of ADC, APC would have literally mind their business and see how they can move on. But alas, the likes of Nyesom Wike, Deputy Minister, seem not to be sleeping at all. Everything now is ADC this, ADC that, bunch of expired politicians, this, that, and that. Something unique happened a few hours ago that clearly showed that David Mark, in the last media parley that Nyesom Wike had with journalists, he couldn't help but still mention David Mark in his media parley. Well, David Mark had decided to show him that he was one time a retired military officer, and he showed him water, outwitted him in places that Wike never knew. And I can speak to you for free that Wike's voice didn't make it public either. Let's dive into the news to find out what happened a few hours ago in Abuja. Before we do that, kindly like, share, subscribe to our channel. A high-risk political masterstroke unfolded in Abuja as former Senate President David Mark decisively outwitted FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, exposing what many are now calling an embarrassing show of desperation from the minister. In what appears to have been a strategic decoy by the opposition coalition, a false venue was publicly announced by the African Democratic Congress (ADC) for a high-level political gathering. The announcement, according to insiders, was a calculated move to bait Wike into overreacting, and it worked flawlessly. Wike, reportedly eager to prove his loyalty and political value to a former one-time president, swiftly deployed security personnel and his political loyalists to seal off the fake venue. His team surrounded the location with precision, believing they had successfully disrupted the coalition meeting. Meanwhile, the real meeting went on smoothly at a separate, undisclosed location where coalition leaders and stakeholders, including David Mark, gathered without interruption. There were no clashes, no confrontations, only the quiet success of a brilliantly executed plan. Observers have mocked Wike's misstep, with something describing it as vintage overreaction. One political analyst quipped, he said Wike really thought he could outplay David Mark like an Ogogoro sidekick. He walked straight into a trap. The incident, now trending on social media, has sparked fresh conversation about the internal dynamics of Nigerian political elite and how power is wielded, challenged, and exposed behind the scenes. To defeat a political phenomenon like Tinubu, you must be ready to do the unthinkable. He invested in Buhari. He invested in Ribadu. Waited 16 years. Who in this coalition will say, let it be the other person, and I will support them? I don't see that yet, Dati remarked. As the coalition presses forward, David Mark's maneuvers has sent a strong message, not just to Wike, but to all who think broad force and political noise can replace strategy, patience, and even sharp thinking. In Abuja's political chessboard, the day clearly belonged to the quiet tactician, not the loud enforcer. My colleague is in the house. It's getting interesting. You know, there are several times Nyesom Wike have been known to seal off or literally scatter the gathering of PDP anytime they are about to either hold neck meeting or convention. In Rivers State, we saw it play out. In Abuja, we saw it play out. In fact, it literally changed, literally upturned their land, insisting that they are owing rent, ground rent, and all. And all others are watching, observing how Wike does. If personally, what do you think? What do you make of this first move by ADC? Clearly showing that they are not their main business, they're not here for juice. What do you make of it? And what do you think Bola Tinubu will make of all of this as well?
Well, first of all, I want to commend the fact that these gladiators have come together. And there is no gainsay the fact that Wike is scared or jittery over this coalition. It's already there. No need to re-emphasize it. You can't get anything that gets his attention. That thing is important, and he knows what that thing can turn out to be in future. He's been in politics for almost 23 years or 25 years or more, and he knows that if political gladiators come together, these are men who are expert in politics in many, in different ways. They have proven their expertise. These are men who have won elections upon elections. These are men who have supported people. They have been in the forefront of politics. So he knew that allowing them to, keep gathering without interruptions may kind of take APC to the grave too early. You understand? We'll start convincing the people too early. So that's why you see, as he normally calls himself, that he is the landlord of Abuja. He will say, as long as I'm in Abuja, this cannot happen. This cannot happen. If all of this we've heard is true, then I can assure you that Bola Tinubu is in for something unthinkable. No matter how skillful Messi is, if he doesn't play with the other the technicians, that's other skillful professionals in the field, there is no way he can come out smoking. Fairly recently, we saw what happened between PSG and his team in United States of America. They were flogged hands down. You understand? That's a pointer to the fact that one person does not make a team. So imagine professionals, political professionals, professional gladiators, as they are called, that having a team of more than 20 to 25 skillful, politicians with their boys littered everywhere, and you feel single-handedly you can upturn them. You joke. And I think that's why they are rolling these things out. At first, they threw at him a bit of ADA. They ran to INEX. They don't approve it, only for them to choose ADC. And now they have started running. And if the flight seems uninterrupted, because it has gone beyond the level of them Wike, it has gone into the sky. So they are now trying to use compass to locate them. But they are flying in different areas. So right now, the G3 will increase, and you will just notice that every time he has an opportunity to talk, he will point to it. The next line of action is that they will litter people all around to give them the idea of what they are doing. That's the next thing.
One more question. I must say this. When you say that political gladiators and APC is G3, you make it sound as if APC does not have gladiators. Mm-hmm. Don't forget that fairly recently, during the Democracy Day, Bola Tinubu couldn't help but rejoice. Even the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, said that their APC is doing well. That can imagine the influx of top politicians coming in, sitting governors are decamping to APC. We are talking about Emoreno. We are talking about even people are watching in 3D. If Fubara will also go in, sitting governors, the Delta State Sheriff, Delta State Governor had decamped. A whole lot of them are just decamping. I'm talking about people who still wait power in their various states, and we still have sitting, gladiators like Oshomola, Adams Oshomola. Don't forget that he's in the Senate. Is in Senate doesn't mean that he's not a gladiator, political gladiator. Godswill Akpabio is also in APC. Odjus Okalo is in APC. A whole lot of them. The Senate, the Speaker of the House is in APC. These are political gladiators. So saying that only the ADC is gladiators, we still have some gladiators also in APC. Do you think these gladiators will just sit back and watch ADC do their thing?
Well, this same thing, we had gladiators in PDP in 2018. One of the things that drives a man is actually his interest. If you look at some of these guys, are talking about those who are in Senate, who are in APC, most of them want to, at the end of the day, throw in towel and walk away. Some of them already know that Bola Tinubu is not performing. They may be pretending and all of that. And we all know the reason why some of these guys, they come to APC and all of that is just because of the level of criminality that have been seen. Most of them are even scared that by virtue of the power the president has conferred on himself, he may suspend them or do something for him. That's why they are taking that move. But be that as it may, right now, what we are seeing is the fact that ADC is not just a coalition party that have just these gladiators. Nigerians are with them. That is the issue. APC knows that they are orphans right now. If they bring them into the fold of Nigeria, no Nigerian support an APC. Go to Twitter. Social media is there to prove everything. If you go in there, you're going to see that APC is just on its own. Anything to remove APC. Some people say even if it is good party, as far as they remove APC, we are okay, because they have taken Nigeria down to back.
One last question: do you think ADC have what it takes really to oyster APC and Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Don't forget, all these guys that are coming in are coming in for their personal interest. Imagine Peter Obi not given the presidential ticket. You think he'll stay there? Of course not. Imagine Rotimi not giving the presidential ticket. Imagine Atiku not giving the presidential ticket. Who would be that Buhari? Who would be that Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Who will sacrifice his tenure? Say, you go because of the stakes are high. You are the most favored or most loved, so that we can get this mantle. Who do you think? Do you think if eventually either of them gets it, the others will give their support wholeheartedly?
That's why they are having all the meetings they are having. First of all, it should be clear that this is not a turn of the knot. It's not a turn of the knot. We have to be clear about it. I think even they have started proving it. How? By making a northerner the head of the ADC. You understand? That's interim, though he's interim. Because already everybody can see that it's turn of the South. And that's the only...
They're making it open.
That's the only thing that may... No, even though they are making it open, I can assure you that meetings upon meetings are holding. And those meetings are... What are our chances? That's the first thing we'll be talking about. If you go, what are our chances? Don't forget that even Peter Obi, they all know that Peter Obi is one person that should be given an opportunity. And if he goes in, all what they need to do is that let's write down an agreement. By after 4 years, you step aside. In order now we'll go in. Because if they do anything and it looks biased in any way, that the coalition is gone. So that's why right now the situation is becoming very tactical, and I feel that's the reason why meetings upon meetings are holding. Yeah. So let's just wait and see what will happen.
All right, that's going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section. What's your take? Do have a nice time. God bless you.